Hey Tim, it's your boy Trey here, and I'm going to analyze this video that you sent me of you rolling with your friend Dave here. I started watching it when you first sent it to me, and I saw some stuff that maybe I can help you with. So I hope you really enjoy this and find this useful. So let's get started. Oh, and for you to just good thing to remember. Can't even hear myself talk. Um, I'm a blue belt. I'm not a black belt. I've been training about 3 years, so I know some stuff. But if someone tells you advice that is higher ranked than me, consider that. But also consider I'm a huge nerd, and so I like this stuff a lot, and I'm really into it. And anything that I criticize, or if it seems like I'm being mean about something, I'm definitely not trying to be. I just want you to be better, and yeah. Anyway, that's just a disclaimer for you or anyone else that happens to watch this. So, but yeah, I just want to say I'm really proud of you for working hard and losing all that weight, and I hope this is fun. So, let's go. Okay, I am recording. Very good. So first off, we start here, and right away, so we see two things. Let me get my handy. Oh snap! So you this is like a really common training scar that like a lot of new people have, and it's something that coaches just like don't explain ever for some reason, and so it's really weird. Oh, sorry, let me turn off those notifications. Um, they don't ever explain how to actually start rolling, um, which is weird. You'd think you would want to know how to start rolling, but they don't. So you always hear like them say like, "Okay, everybody, we're not doing takedowns tonight. We're just gonna start rolling on our knees." And everyone's like, "Oh, okay, I should be on my knees." You don't you don't actually want to start on your knees. Your friend Dave here is starting on his knees, but he's also a four stripe purple belt and knows what he's doing. Um, you're not. So you are going to, you're not going to start on your knees anymore. At least not like this. Oh god, it didn't work. Control. Okay, so yeah, we'll see here why this doesn't work. Why is this not working? Okay, so as we move forward, you are kind of like you're really high. Okay, if you're going to start on your knees, which is not a great starting point, but we're going to look at some things here. If you are going to look how like tall you are, right? See, this is sort of like how your weight looks right now. You're very tall, so like all your weight is right here in your hips for the most part, and it's over this like one point. This is really this knee and this foot right here are what is like where your weight is concentrated. Um, you oh god, I gotta get better at this. You don't really have like when you're thinking about like base and posture and that kind of stuff. You want to think about like where can my opponent push me. Your only thing preventing you from going like your weight going backwards is like this like weak post. You're blocking any forward momentum that he has with like just your toes. It's not really I mean that's pretty much your only post that you have preventing him from like moving you around. You don't have anything preventing you from going like left or right, to your left or to your right. So you have no posts to your left or to your right, and you have a very weak post behind you. So you're really, really easily sweepable right now. If he wanted to be, I mean, he could easily take, like, grab a hold of this foot and push you, and you would just fall over. So that is, but we're gonna fix that here in a second. So, okay. So we're kind of looking for grips here, and I guess I should contrast. So as you are still quite like tall, look at him. He's very wide. See how wide his base is right here? He's got his knees spread apart, and he is Like this is where your shoulder line is, and this is where his shoulder line is. Top of your head, top of his head. So he is underneath you, which means he's going to be able to have leverage on you. But the most important thing is he's very wide, so you could like push him this way, but it'd be kind of hard because he could just like sit his hips back and lower his body like pretty quickly and create like this like triangular frame, which I've kind of like already drawn. But like this triangular frame is going to be really difficult for you to break, for you to break. Whereas you have, like, again, this is your only post. He can very easily, you're not supported, you're not reinforced, whereas he is like very much reinforced. If you think about like the structure of buildings, you don't see a structure like a zigzag. This triangle is like very, very solid. So that is what you can do to rectify that is instead immediately like do more like a more stable base, or go to like a combat base, which is kind of like you're starting to get to combat base, but look into combat base and like how to like properly like have a good proper combat base, and you'll see it's basically like this position here, but with one knee up instead, kind of like what you have here. So okay, so yeah, so if you look into like combat base, that's a really good starting position. The other good starting position is to immediately just sit to your butt. Just sit to your butt, because then you can't be knocked over, and you're playing guard. Playing guard's good. It's good to learn how to play guard. So that is. Do these even work? Control Shift 2. It's not working. I don't understand. Okay, it doesn't matter. So let's continue with the video. We're gonna start over. So consider what I said about the base and your starting position. Don't ever start just on your knees. Either start in combat base or start sitting on your butt. I pick one. He's breaking the rules because he knows what to do. So let's back up here. So we're starting the grip fight, right? Since he's got a better base than you, you're gonna have a hard time pushing him over. I think the best attack you could do in this kind of scenario is punish him for starting like just on his knees, because it's against a higher level opponent. He wouldn't do that. He's doing that because he's not worried about you doing anything to him. You should punish that by grabbing the collar and doing a collar drag, and so you would grab the collar, which you have right here, collar grip. You need to stand up and then yank that collar this way, and maybe kind of like let's see, maybe kind of even like down at an angle, so that way you will have access to his back. That's a really, really strong attack. Collar drag from any position is a really strong attack. Super, super easy to do. And if you look up Josh Hinger, he actually just posted on Facebook. I might also send that link. All his takedowns are based off like a collar drag to a single leg. Collar drag is really strong. You should learn how to do it. It's a lot of fun. So let's go back to the video. So right now we're just like establishing grips. I think you could punish him for not having a good base by collar dragging. All right, so he is looking kind of passive. You don't really know what to do, which I understand. You're kind of like widening your base, and see, he did exactly what I said he should do earlier, which is pick, like you're giving him an ankle pick right here, because your base is like really high and extended, and all he has to do is push you over. You don't have any posts like going behind you or to your side at all. You're just a big tall stick for him to push over, which he does. But that's fine. We're playing guard now. Okay, so let's back up. All right, right here, immediately. This is good. This foot, going for half guard, so you're not passed right away. That's good. What I want you to do is, instead of being flat on your back like this, I want you to get on your side. You want this shoulder to be on the mat. So instead of flat, we're gonna play half guard on our side no matter what. Um, I understand you probably just like don't know what to do right here, but this leg, I think as we watch, you kind of like put it up over him, um, which doesn't really accomplish you anything, and in fact it probably makes it worse because he's probably underhooking it right now. You need to get that in front of him somehow, which it kind of looks like you might be going for like a butterfly hook of some kind, like with this knee. I can't really see, I can't really tell, but you need to get that leg in front of him. So if you're on your side, you would have this knee right here would be angled like this. So your foot is down here, and your knee is up here. So you'd have like a really nice shield, and you can put that in front of him. It's called knee shield half guard. It's really, really common, very strong position. You can it's a very defensive position. You can hold people off of you and support a lot of weight. Because you kind of leave this foot out, I think he probably uses that to pass, but we will find out here in a moment. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Boop, boop. There we go. Okay. Oh, did you actually do what I told you to do? Let's take a look at that again. So you're kind of up on top. Yeah, I would immediately put that knee in front of him and get to your side. So it looks like what just happened? Let's see. So he's got a control of your pants. And then he just kind of tilts you over and then knee cuts through. Okay. Yeah, so if you have, it looks like the bottom leg needs to be stronger in terms of your hook. You hook a little bit too late. Okay, let's just watch again. So I want you to shoot that bottom. Now he is kind of like sitting on it, so it could be hard. But if you get to your side, you'll have a better angle to shoot that leg through and wrap it around his right leg here, and you'll have a better hook, and you can hold him down, and then you can kind of use that pull motion of your bottom leg and kind of a push motion of your top leg and really start to work him off his base. So but he's sort of like preventing that hook. Yeah, you need to be on your side, and then when you finally get to your side, it's not a strong position, and he passes right away with a knee cut pass. If you don't know what a knee cut pass is, look it up, learn how to defend it. So right here, all right. You do a really good job defending for the most part in this next section. The thing that I don't like the most is this overhook that you've got. It doesn't really serve any purpose for you. When you're like on bottom and playing, when you're on bottom in general, you want to make space, and you want to like have frames against your opponent. This is not a frame. You're pulling your opponent into you, which when you're on bottom, especially in side control like you are, you don't want that. You want to like push them away. So instead of this like overhook that you've got, I want you to like take this elbow you need to get your arm underneath his face. So your arm should look kind of like this, and be like raising your elbow into his chin, to make it like really uncomfortable for him. Look up just like basic bottom side control posture. That'll really help you. But yeah, this arm is exposed. We want to keep our elbows in tight, like at all times, pretty much, because he's going to use this arm, and like he can easily get his hips over. He can easily get his hips over to this other side and like overhook this arm that you're giving him, and he's got like a free armbar, the freest armbar of his life. So you want to put your forearm like against his neck or chin and like press up into it to make it really uncomfortable, so to be able to create space and have a good frame. So let's continue with our video here. But for the most part, you do a pretty good job defending what I think you are perceiving as. He's got good pressure. He's a purple belt. He's gonna get his brown belt soon, it looks like. But yeah, if you had this right here instead, and we're pushing up, you would have a lot more room to make some space, because as we see, oh, I didn't clear the screen. As we see here, there's like no space, right? Which he's doing a good job. But yeah, I would just like get both my forearms in front of his face and just push him off me, and like make it suck for him. I think you are doing, let's back up. You are doing a good job of like getting your hips into him and like turning on your side towards him. But this overhook is actually causing you, like, it's preventing you from regaining your guard, because you're like holding on to him and like trying to get your hips onto him at the same time, and it's preventing you from doing so. So let's trash that and go back just a bit. So yeah, when you're in bottom side control like that, it's a good idea to face into them to get your hips, like you want to like face into them, shoot your hips out so you can get your legs back in. And we'll talk more about that in a second. But yeah, that overhook is like actively preventing you from like contorting in the ways that you need. And he just like shoves it off of him because, like I said, it's not super strong. That's just good passing right there. He's a purple belt. It's gonna be hard to deal with. Look at that again. If you were able, okay, so right here, you're on your side. If you could shoot your butt out this way, which again, he did just grab the belt to prevent that. So good on him. But let's take it out. Was there anything you really could have done? Yeah, right there. Underhooks. You need underhooks. You are content with overhooks right here. You want an underhook instead. If your arm had been able to go under his, and there was like a split second where it could have, you need to be insane about these underhooks. So like right here, he gives you the space to recover guard. Boom. You can push really hard like into his armpit, push him off of you, scoot your hips back this way, and then you'd be able to recover guard and get your legs in front of him. But what ends up happening is your hand is like on top of his shoulder, like sort of that grip right there, and it just like wasn't doing anything for you. And so he's able to get back into a passing position and staple your legs down where you really couldn't do anything. All right, so in this next section, you're doing a good job. It looks like you're protecting your neck and arms pretty well. And then he starts this attack right here. He has access to your back right here, which you don't want. If I were you, every time I'm in this position and they start like latching up on a shoulder lock or like, just like wrapping up an arm like that, I immediately get that shoulder to the ground as fast and as like hard as I can, because nothing good comes from that. Only bad things. You'd much rather be flat on your back and bottom side control than be in this position where your back is towards your opponent, because he's just going to take your back or choke you or get a Kimura set up. Like this is like the worst position you can be in bottom side control. That's not like that's not like a new position like mount or anything like that. So let's see how this plays out. And you do sort of let him like keep his back towards you, and he just has free ability to harass your neck, harass your arms, harass taking the back, and then like see, this is actually better. This is a better position to be in than what the position you're just in, because he has fewer options. It looked like you're about to go to turtle there. I wouldn't have minded that at all. I think that's a good strategy. Commit to it. Commit to it. Double leg up. Blast into him. It's a good strategy, but you need to commit to it. Looks like you're trying to kind of work your back down. He's got you scooped up. He's doing everything right as far as I can tell. But yeah, it looks like he's maybe working a choke. Not hard to tell. Oh no, those are your hands. Yeah, you are really, really worried about a choke that's not there, honestly. Um, you need to be like, this whole time, I want you to be turning into him. Oh, right here, you need to get your back to the mat, but then you need to turn into him, scoot your ass away. Turn in, scoot your ass away. That's like a good plan every single time. When you're just like defending a choke and kind of keeping your arms in tight, so he's having a hard time like submitting you, but you're not actively doing anything to like better your own position. Sort of like stalling it out, which like in a self-defense scenario or a sport scenario, I mean, like you're losing. So you need to like start working on some like offensive movements. So here, this is good. You can right here, where you've got your towards him, and there's a lot of space. Right here, his leg is far away from you. This is a good opportunity to recover guard, and you need to shoot those legs in and get that guard back. Getting that guard back is the most important part. And then he goes the other direction. Yep, very good. This is really good. You need to shoot those legs in. Perfect. You see how you shot your butt back and made space? And here. I think 1, 2, 3. Boom. Perfect. You shot your legs back, or you shot your butt back. That's perfect. Then you need to immediately bring your legs in front of you to regain guard. Which you do right there. That's good. That's just like inexperience. There's nothing like, the only reason that didn't work was inexperience. You just need to do it more. I don't think this is helping you. This leg up like this, it's not really doing much for you. Get your back to the mat. Face him. Face your opponent. Because he's just controlling it now. You're not really accomplishing much. And he's going to sit up for an armbar. Because he's a purple belt. And when you give him a dominating position like that, for as long as you did, he's going to capitalize on it. It's how it goes. And I couldn't really hear too well what was going on. It tells you defended well, which you did. You were keeping your arms in tight when you were on bottom. You were protecting your neck, but that's like two limbs out of the equation that you can use to make frames, shoot for underhooks on his leg to recover some kind of half guard. If you are able to, now you need to engage so it's like you're a white belt, you probably don't know how to use your legs and hips very well yet. You know how to use your arms a lot better just from like being a human. But you're busy like protecting your neck from chokes that aren't really happening with your arms, and you're not using your like legs and hips at all. So you're effectively just like not doing anything. That sounds kind of harsh, but that's just what I'm seeing, and how you can correct it. So ease off the defense like a little bit. You'll start to learn like when you need to defend like actual things and preempt actual things. It's good to like, he wasn't in like an immediate threat of choking you. So ease off the defense a little bit in order to like create some frames which he's going to be busy himself with trying to get around. That way you can create space for yourself to get your legs back in and start like recovering a guard. And you guys have a little chat here and talk about some stuff. And okay, we're back to the action. All right, so I think you actually like passed or like almost passed. Okay, so all right, we're starting up again. Don't do this. So this is sort of the opposite problem that we had earlier. You both are sitting on your butt and you're trying to like pick at his legs. So he is playing guard, and he instead of playing like a top position, so he wants you to try and pass. You probably just don't know what you're doing, and that's fine. If you both want to play like this double guard, you're going to be looking for stuff like barambolos, like using daily hiva or footlocks. That's pretty much all you have from this double guard pull position, which is what this is called. So because he's sitting on his butt, whenever someone does this, you need to get to combat base or to start passing, or stand up and start passing. I personally prefer stand up passing. Stand up passing is really, really powerful, especially it's powerful all white to black belt. It's very powerful in your early days because no one knows how to play guard when they're white belt, and you can just run right through their guards, and it's great. You don't need to spend time sitting down, like kind of pulling at his foot, and immediately get up and stand up and pass, which you do actually here momentarily, and I'm really proud of you for that. But he is just sort of like, you don't know what you're doing. It's very obvious. Now getting a grip on the pants, great start. Because you are, it looks like most people are right-handed and they tend to pass to their left. You've kind of got your grips backward for that. So I would if you're going this way, right, you're going to want to use like your left hand to grab the pants here. So you can send the pants this way and kind of like cross your arms over and have like an upper body control. I mean, I guess it's like, and here's why it works. So if you are using your left hand to press to the right, you're engaging your chest muscles, right? You're pushing. Whereas opposed to if you are using your right hand to move it to the right, you are opening. Now you could like use your lats, but that's more like a backward motion. So in order to go to the right, you're using your shoulders, which is not near as strong as your chest muscles. I think that, so like trying to do like this kind of motion with a lot of weight really fast is like really dangerous. That's how my shoulders are all messed up. I can't do that. But you can push. Your chest is a lot stronger, and it'll be more effective if you grab his left leg with, his right leg with your left arm and push to the right. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So let's see here, and this is not a good passing posture either. You're like super spread out. Let's look at your posts again. He could like scissor sweep you pretty easily because you don't really have any like posts this way. You are like a little bit more sturdy this way. This way. He can't really like push you back. But you're really vulnerable this way too. So it's just something to think about. Oh, okay. So you stand up. Oh, and then you start working for pass. It's really good. This is why I love standing passing. It's very mobile. Like you don't even have to be really super good. Like you just like throw their legs one way and go the opposite direction. It's really easy to like start getting good at passing like this. Look up Toriando passing or bullfighter passing. Any kind of standing passing. It's some of my favorite stuff. Or X pass. Those are really good. I'll send you links for all this stuff. But this kind of passing is just like a lot of fun to do, and it's really easy to overwhelm your opponent, and you can trick them like really easy. So let's just watch, because this is a good passing sequence. I like watching this. Okay. So stand up. Yeah, that was a really good job, honestly. Like, I don't really have any complaints. You just need more experience. I think there was a moment when you you're looking to get, yeah, this is it right here. You're looking to get this knee on this hip right here, okay? Um, and once you get that knee past that hip, you're past, and you can control them. You can immediately go to like a knee on belly and start working, and you get really close right there, and then right here you get really close. If he stops you, you know, like back out and come around the other way, like you almost did. I think he traps you in half guard here. So we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But that was good passing. I like it. Big fan. So it kind of looks like you're working Kimura Americana from top half guard. I don't really like top half guard attacks. I just feel like guys that know their half guard, which it looks like he knows his half guard, they can reverse you really easy if you don't have a really, really good base. You look like you have a pretty good base here, but I would worry about passing half guard before I'd worry about any like attacks from half guard. Um, I don't want to attack personally unless I really, really have to, or it's like opening up something else, or I'm in a good position where I can control them. So let's talk about it. And it looks like you almost make it to mount. Yeah, what happened there? So it comes out. You could have. It looks like you could take that lead back, and if you done like a what's it called, like a hip switch, like a back step. You back step and get side control. You would have been passed right there. So like this back leg back here wants to come over, and like you open up your hips really wide and then bring it back immediately, like bring it back in, and then you can like be back in a normal side control. So but you try to like you got a little bit greedy and are going for mount, and he capitalizes that and like pushes you off of him. Pretty good idea there. Pretty good idea. I have never had any success with double collar grips. It's like you have a really strong control in their posture, but you don't have any like, you don't have much like push pull, and you don't have, it's just like not very dynamic. And they have full control of their arms, and I just don't find it to be particularly useful. I would like, if I were you, what would I do in this position? I'd probably like let go of this grip right here, grab his outside arm, and then look to like spider it, like put a spider hook on his bicep and push him off of you, because all your legs are on this far side here, and whereas his legs are right here, so you can't really like make any offense towards this arm. But this, oh God, it's getting so. This arm over here is like tangled up in your legs. Let go of this grip that's not doing you any good. Grab a hold of that arm, and even put like a knee in it or your foot in that bicep, and you can create frames and start regarding. So let's see how this goes. Okay, I mean, looks like you're working for some sort of guard here. Kind of like a half closed guard, half rubber guard kind of situation. This is tough. You need that knee out, which you understand. If you could shoot it through and get a half guard and just do like knee shield, I would play that. This is actually a good sweep here. This is really good that you came up and swept. I mean, that's solid. Like, if you can stay, you have his like back to the mat here. Hey, this is a good sweep. It's a good job, man. Keep right there. See how it was down? Keep that pressure. You start to kind of like sit back here, looks like, and he is able to start sitting up. But I mean, still, you still managed to capitalize on the position, so you would have gotten points for that. So that's really good. I don't know if you know what an Ezekiel choke is. If you don't, you should learn it because it looks like you're trying to go for an Ezekiel choke right here. I think you might have told me you know what it is. I can't remember though. I would be really concerned. When I was listening earlier, he mentioned, or when he mentioned, like he was using the lockdown, which is a really strong half guard. And because he has a half guard on you, because you're in top position, he wants underhooks on you, and you need to not give those to him. So let's back up just a little bit and see where. Okay, so we sweep, and then immediately, I want this far arm, this hand right here, to go under his arm. He already has an underhook right here. They can't really do anything about that at this point. But this far arm is in a position where you can take it back and like underhook him and press him into the mat. Okay, so this is sort of like, okay, we're in our position. Now, immediately, I would sort of like get my butt back because he's like really under you. And he is in a position to start sweeping you. Even though it doesn't like feel like it, feels like you're kind of crushing him. He has double underhooks, which he wants, and he's going to get a lockdown position. So in order to prevent him from sweeping you, you need to get, and in order to prevent him from like pushing your hips back, because he has full, like his hand right here is full view of your hips to press you away from him. And he can keep you off of him, or he can like bump you up and then over, or anything like that. So when you're on top in half guard or you're on top in mount, don't let them get underhooks. You want underhooks. If my shoulder's really sore because I just lifted, but if you can make it where their hands are like up here because your arms are like underneath here and their hands are up here and they can't like get it down or anything like that, they're not going to be able to reverse you. They're not going to be able to do anything worthwhile to you. So definitely consider that. Now, one way you could is if you take this Ezekiel that you have that's like kind of open and start like grinding into his like face and neck and stuff like that, he's going to not worry about the sweep. He's going to worry about that Ezekiel, and he's going to open up his elbow, and you can take that underhook right away. See how he's rocking you up? Very 10th planet. And you're like, what the hell's going on? Lockdown's really, there's like specific ways to beat lockdown. I'm not very good at it. A lot of it involves like sitting back on it and like pulling your leg instead of having it straight out, pulling it in to the side. You'd have to look up how to beat it though. I'm not very good at that yet. I still need to work on it. So yeah, right when that arm came up, this arm needs to come up and around and under. So that way that you can control that arm and start cramming his tricep into his face. So yeah, he's kind of bumping you up. He's got getting farther underneath you. He's going to start moving you around because he's got control of you. Yep. And because, because this arm is free to do it at once, he's able to underhook your leg and take your base away from you. Because this arm right here, very central, that arm needs to be underhooked, and it is not. And that right there is why you got swept. Reaches under. Takes your weight. Takes the back. Stop that. He's probably going to take it for an arm bar. Or at least he's thinking about it. Yep. That elbow. This space where his head is between your elbow and your chest is a grappler's dream. That is a beautiful souffle sitting nice and pretty, ready, just asking to be taken. Which he does. As you can tell, it's just like it's not serving you any purpose. You know, it's like we want to ask ourselves like, and it's hard to do, but we want to ask ourselves like, what purpose are any of these moves serving me? It's not pulling him. It's not threatening him. It's not. I don't need to belabor the point. Think about what it does and realize that it's not doing anything. Knee on belly is like probably my weakest area, so I don't have a lot to offer you here, other than like you want to get your hips away and get your feet back in front of him to re-guard. But it sucks. Did you tap out? Looks like you might have tapped out. Hey, it sucks. No shame in that. I've tapped out to knee on belly pressure. You looks like you've seen Purgatory. I'm not really sure what you're asking him here. You're talking about that Keskatami pressure. It kind of looks like he might be showing you something about like what he was trying to do here. Oh no, he's showing you the lockdown. Oh, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what he's showing you there. That looks like that's the end of it. I hope that was useful. I hope that was instructive. So it seems like a major focus is learning the value of underhooks and fighting for them immediately, and also like learning to create space on bottom, and in order to regard. Like on bottom, we are not just defending. We are working to create like defending submissions is good, but if you're only defending submissions, you will get submitted. Because you can only defend for so long, and the opponent has a lot of opportunities to attack. So you need to not only defend submissions, learn when it's not worth defending submissions, but like learn when the right time to defend is, and also learn like how to make space, get your hips out, get your feet back in, and like start like working to recover guard. Your goal on bottom is to recover guard and not get submitted. So like both of those have to be in tandem. So like making space, recovering your guard. I think that's like the main thing, man. I'm really proud of you. Looks like you're working hard. Don't start on your knees. Start on your butt or start in combat base. Yeah. Good job. Hope you enjoyed it.